Alright, round one we won the die roll. It's definitely a keep. Nice looking hand. If we can just go hasty Minotaur into hasty Manticore, I mean, that is some quick beats. Even if you're not sacking anything to Manticore on the front end, a 4-mana 4/3 is quite good, especially when it has haste. Okay, so I think we just swing here actually. Play another Insider. Because I don't think they want to block. Okay, this is fine too. I guess they do get to Embalm, but I don't know. This is actually fine. Okay, very good. So we can go Minotaur, Hasty, get in for 3. Next turn we can get in for 7. It's pretty good. I mean, I didn't have to trade Insider there. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. And I'm willing to trade my Manticore for the Charioteer since my Manticore comes back. So we'll keep that in mind too. Throne of the God Pharaoh is going to be good. No sacks. We'll get in for 7. Like I said, I think my opponent probably wants to trade the Charioteer for our Heart Piercer, which is fine. We can bring the Manticore back. They can't bring back the Charioteer. We're still winning the race. Okay. Still attacking with the cat, which is fine too. Crasher is a pretty excellent card to get here. So, yeah, I think we just do it. And get in for 7. And we're going to set up for a nice Brute Strength Throne of the God Pharaoh next turn. And even though we're going to be exerting the Crasher here, it's still going to pay off with this Throne of the God Pharaoh, so I like it. So we get him for 7. Okay. Okay, so we take quite a bit of damage here. Opponent gains some life as well. 2 cards left in their hand. Well, unfortunately, I think we have to be cautious now. Because we're at a pretty unsafe life total. So I guess we just play Throne and pass. And we're probably going to offer a trade basically the Insider and a Brute Strength for the Champion, which I guess we're going to have to just be willing to do. No attacks. That's interesting. Okay, so I can bring back the Manticore if I want. The fact that they have 5 mana up is also interesting to me. I think I just play the Manticore and we don't sack anything. And I guess then we just give it haste. I'm not going to attack with it. We're just going to, because, yeah, we're on the defensive here, so we just want to get life gain going. Okay, Sammet's pretty tough card. The fact that my opponent didn't attack with Sammet is very interesting. But we are going to be dead next turn, so I guess we got to swing out. Oh, wow. Wow. It's not bad. It's not enough, but it's cool. I wish we had more. I mean, even if I have to give haste. We can make them lose. Just not enough. I think if we had one more mana is the funny thing, but that's okay. All right, we'll do this. Yeah, I mean, this is still pretty good. All right, so we play the True Heart Twins. We give it haste. We swing out. We exert both our guys. Exert there. Exert here. And I guess we make it so the cat can't block, because that's the only way to gain life here. So it's the only way we could possibly get enough damage through. And like I said, I didn't do the math. Well, I guess if my guys, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're dead anyway, so I'm basically just doing this because I didn't want to go through all the time of doing the math. Both of our guys getting, so they gain one less life is the thing, or I mean, the thing is, my guy's going to die anyway, so the Throne of the God Pharaoh is going to equal out to what they gain from the Sacred Cat, and I'll get to keep my guy. So it actually does make more sense to make the Sammet unable to block. I mean, the Brute Strength would be a guarantee we win, but I don't think that we have enough otherwise, because they just have to do some trading here. Okay. So opponent's deck is good too. Okay. Okay. So we did lose game one. I still think we probably have a pretty good match. Our deck is pretty excellent. Sammet's a tough card, though. Sammet is very good. So sideboard stuff we can do. Blazing Volley doesn't do much. I think we're sticking to the same thing here. So we'll play first. It's a good hand. So maybe I'm just not supposed to offer insider trade with cat just because, well, I mean, it's going to be pecking away at me either way, but I don't know. Perhaps that just wasn't the best choice in hindsight because I do have all these True Heart Twins. Yeah, it's a lot of True Heart Twins. Alright, so we get him for 1 and we pass. Okay, Bitter Blade. Nice. Alright, so we'll go Crasher. And we'll get in. Okay. And by the time we can play True Heart Twins, hopefully this will be unexerted. And we'll just be, I mean, like the second Twins will be what, +6/+0 if we exert all 3 of our guys. That is crazy. That is simply crazy. Adept seems good here, so we'll play that. We'll give it haste. Okay, so yeah, if we get this True Heart Twins online, we incite it. That'll be pretty good. Okay, so we can do Curse Minotaur instead and get in for 7. Okay, it's half my opponent's life total. Exerting our Crasher again is a little bit worse, but we have the brute strength too. Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay. I assume weakening itself, yeah. So opponent also is doing, oh, no attacks. No, that's very interesting. So Baleful Ammit, I guess, can just neg our Flameblade Adept. Yeah, and then we get a nice lifelinker out there, which seems good to me. So we'll neg our Flameblade Adept. I could give it haste and swing, and my opponent basically could double block with a Kudu and a Bitterblade Warrior, though, which I'm not in love with. I think we'll hang out on that for now, because we can gain more life next turn with the True Heart Twins, plus having plus the Crasher too. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so opponent plays Samet. So this has, I see. Well, let's just do this in a way where we don't die, and I think we'll be fine. So we want to block with this. We're taking 6 from this. So 6, 8, 11, 14. So we're fine, actually. We actually just win. So we put the Baleful Ammit in front of this, and we take 3, 6, 8, plus 6, 14, but we're gaining 4, which means we're going to live. So let's do this. 3, 6, 8, 14, and we're going to go to 17, so that means we're going to live. So that is all good. And then they die. And we don't even have to show them anything. Right? Because they're at 7. We make this not able to block, and they die. I guess we don't need to attack with that. This can't block. So opponent got a little bit ambitious there and ended up dying. Okay. So, yep, worked well there. And we can do it again, so let's do that. So opponent mulligans, I gotta be honest, I'm pretty tempted to mull this. People have been saying I shouldn't mull the 5-landers. I do think they cause big problems. If you draw lands, this hand will not win. This hand will absolutely not win. My gut tells me to mulligan this. Like, we have a 2-drop and a combat trick, but I'm gonna mull. I know, it seems a bit dangerous, but okay. Like, I like this hand better, honestly. And I get the scry, so I can just... I can keep that on top, totally, no problem. Work towards the True Heart Twins. True Heart Twins with 2 Entanglers, too, seems pretty absurd. Ooh, another Twins, okay. Um, hmm. 3 cards left in my opponent's hand. I think we actually trade here. And the reason that I'm trading is we have more cards in hand, so the longer the game goes, the better our chances are of winning. Although we will be needing some gasoline at some point to keep this chain going, because otherwise I would have to exert my Entangler to attack into the cat, and I'd take more from the Binding Mummy. I don't love it. Okay, Inciter is acceptable. Another Binding Mummy. Sure. Alright. Close to the True Heart Twins. So I think I'm just going to attack regular with the Entangler, Because I don't want to exert it now if I can get the twins later, and I'm willing to make this trade. Yeah, this is actually fine. It's not a great trade for us, but I probably would do it defensively, and if they didn't, I would rather do the damage. So I liked both of my options there were fine. And like I said, if we can just rip a land and go True Heart Twin, that's just insane. It is just going to be insane. Just two of them is +4/+0. Like I said, that's bonkers. Okay, Crasher here is also fine. Spearmaster, sure. Hmm. Alright, I guess we get in for 4 here. So the nice thing about the Inciter here is that it does actually force our opponent to exert the Spearmaster to get in. Otherwise we just offer the trade, which is good. Okay, so they do have the Trial of Solidarity, which means we're going to take a little bit of a beating here. I probably just block the Spearmaster to prevent damage. I don't want to take 50% of my life away, and we still have just a lot of beef in hand. So I don't want to take 6 points of damage, I think, needlessly. Okay, so we did get that. Now we can go twins. I can give it haste, and I don't even have to exert 2, which is nice. I would totally, I'll totally make this trade because we have another one too. So I think that actually makes sense. Yeah, this is fine. We're getting both their creatures off the board. We have another True Heart Twins. We have the On-Crop Crasher. We're not as, well, I mean, getting those 2 off the board I feel like does actually make sense, especially if all they have is Embalm. Yeah, because we're just going to play another True Heart Twins and just get in there. And we don't even have to do exerting yet. We can save that for next turn. They could have a combat trick, but we're not going to play around it. Okay, fair enough. So they're going to trade with our Crasher, but we still have the True Heart Twins, and next turn we're going to have Curse Minotaur and Flameblade Adept as well. So seems fine. Or we could just do Minotaur and leave up Brute Strength. I mean, these are all good options. No play from our opponent still. I'm curious what they have. Festering Moment. Alright, let's do Curse Minotaur. And then we give it haste. We get him for 7. And we play a Flameblade Adept. And we pass. And they're definitely dead next turn with Brute Strength, so looking pretty good here. Okay. Well, opponent had a rough mulligan to 5, and we ended up getting there. Yep, it looks like they got hurt by their splash color. Okay, we'll see you in round 2.